said with a nod. "Hurry to your room and put them on. Be sure to fix your cap, too, because it's on crooked," she called as Rachel dashed up the stairs. "Always trouble somewhere," Rachel mumbled, straightening the small white covering perched on her head. Rachel hurried to her bedroom closet. She usually kept her black leather church shoes on a wooden bench underneath her dresses. She bent to get them and discovered they both were missing. Rachel blinked and scratched the side of her head. "Was in der Welt? Now where have my church shoes gone?" Rachel looked around the closet, but only found a box of small rocks she planned to paint so they looked like ladybugs, a stack of games and puzzles, and the wooden skateboard Jacob and Henry had made for her birthday. She gazed at the skateboard longingly, wishing she could ride it to school. With a frustrated sigh, Rachel ran to her bed. She dropped to her knees and peered underneath, but no church shoes were under her bed. She just saw the same dust balls she'd seen when she'd looked for her sneaker and an old faceless doll with one missing arm. Rachel clambered to her feet and raced to her dresser. She pulled open each drawer and rummaged through the sweaters, socks, and underwear. No sneaker or church shoes there either. "I don't need this kind of trouble," Rachel wailed as she banged the bottom drawer shut. "Rachel, Jacob's ready to leave for school, so you'd better hurry," Mom called from downstairs. "I can't find my church shoes," Rachel shouted in return. "Then you'd best go barefooted." Rachel sucked in her lower lip. She couldn't walk to school in her bare feet. Her toe still hurt from where she'd stubbed it. Besides, too many pebbles lined the shoulder of the road between their house and the one-room schoolhouse. She thumped the side of her head. "Think, Rachel. Where did you put your shoes last Sunday after church?" She took a seat on the edge of the bed and closed her eyes. Let's see now. She remembered coming to her room to change out of her Sunday dress. Then she'd taken off her shoes and... Rachel jumped up and raced out of the room. "I know where my church shoes are!" she hollered, taking the stairs two at a time. "You'd better slow down or you'll slip and fall," Mom scolded, shaking her finger at Rachel. "You said I'd be late for school if I didn't hurry. I know where my church shoes are, so I need to get them right now." Rachel hurried past Mom and nearly bumped into Jacob, who had just stepped out of the kitchen with his lunchbox in his hand. "I'm heading out now, so if you're not ready to go, then you can walk by yourself," he said with a frown. She placed her hands on her hips and scowled. "Go ahead. I don't need you to walk with me anyway." "I would prefer that you walk together," Mom said as she joined them near the back door. "There's safety in numbers, you know." Jacob tapped the toe of his boot against the hardwood floor. "Then hurry up, Rachel. Time's a-wasting." "I need my church shoes. I remember putting them in the utility room last Sunday so I wouldn't forget to polish them before our next preaching service." Rachel darted into the utility room and halted in front of Pap's wooden shoe-shining box. There sat one of her good shoes, but only one. The other one was not there. "Oh, no," she groaned. "Not another missing shoe." Rachel grabbed the shoe and ran back to her brother. "Jacob, did you take one of my church shoes?" "Right," he snickered. "Like I would want one of your stinkish shoes." "My shoes are not smelly, and if you're playing a trick on me..." Mom held up her hand to quiet Rachel and then faced Jacob. "Do you have your sister's church shoe?" He shook his head. "Course not. Why would I take her dumb old shoe?" "You don't have time to look for it now," Mom said, glancing at the battery-operated clock on the wall. "Rachel, it looks like you have no choice but to go to school in your bare feet today." "I've got a better idea." Rachel dropped to the floor, slipped the church shoe on her right foot, and stood. "Now I have one shoe on each foot." Mom clicked her tongue against the roof of her mouth. "But the shoes don't match, Rachel." "I don't care. At least my feet won't hurt on the walk to school." Jacob nudged Rachel's arm with his elbow.